Hi, my name is Kanii. I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
What's up, guys? Rob here from Live Entertainment. I'm hanging out here at the Hollywood Palladium with Kanii.
What's up?
What's up, man? It's you're about to wrap up this the supporting tour.
Yeah.
So far with this tour with PINKPANTHERESS, what has it taught you, and what do you feel that these experiences have kind of? How do you feel that these experiences have kind of helped you for like your tours moving forward?
Well, from this tour, I've kind of learned how to like adapt and like better my crowd control.
Mm,
Cause like when you go on stage with a bunch of people that don't know who you are, you kind of got to get them to engage and like wanna engage with you. So I've just been learning how to do that, and I'm gonna use that for my tours, my future tours. If I do another support or in my headlines, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm gonna just be like, yo, why y'all standing there just not doing nothing? Let's get hype. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Gotta move. What about as far as like in the creative process, creative mind? Like, how has this kind of impacted your creative thought of like when you go back into the studio, when you go back to writing new material? Just because you're experiencing bigger venues this time around, I think this is the biggest one that you've done so far.
Yeah.
So how has that kind of played a role so far?
Well, I know when I get back in the studio, everything that I make moving forward is gonna be for preparation for shows.
Mm,
Like performing the same songs every night. Like I feel like now I'm gonna want to make songs that I know I can incorporate a drummer with, or like a guitar with, or like a pianist. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
just using more instruments and more stuff that's fun to perform live instead of just like mellow stuff.
Yeah. No, I love the fact that there's no limits with your music. You can give us a mixture of everything. You blend a lot of genres. You blend your voices or your voice a lot with different variations, different tones, different ranges. During this process, how are you able to create something so vast when it comes to genre, sound, and style, but still it sounds so cohesive and it sounds like it's you and not like you trying to be something else or someone else.
Well, I think that's just because I'm in like full creative direction with everything that I like do like musically. So it's like if I want to make a song that sounds like this song, or not this song but this genre, it's
Mm,
like I'm gonna do it in my way, because it's like we're building it from square one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all the thoughts are coming straight from my brain. So it's like if all these songs are coming from my brain, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna have a similar like
yeah.
wavelength and pattern. If that makes sense.
You've got some incredible songwriting as well. So
Thank
I'm
you.
curious, like when it comes down to you writing stuff down and writing new lyrics, new material, do you already have the types of vocal tones and voices that you're going to be, singing when you go back into that studio booth? Or is this something that you kind of develop once you're in the recording studio?
I definitely develop it once I'm recording. Like I'm never really going into a session kind of having an expectation. I'm kind of just going in like, yo, I know I want to make music. I
Yeah.
don't know what vibe I'm feeling like or what, but we just gonna make something out of it, and that's how it turns into whatever the vocal tone I decide to use,
Yeah.
and just all of that stuff.
How did you learn to write the way that you do?
Just repetition, honestly. Like just doing it since like writing in my notebook since I've been like 10, 11,
Mm,
and then actually starting to record when I was 12, and to me now being 18, you know what I'm saying? It's just repetition and just listening to other people, like listening to other good writers for like Michael Jackson, for example, and like
mm.
all those greats.
And when it comes to listening to other good writers, like how do you kind of how do you learn from them while still being able to make it your own?
Well, I just like how certain artists like they use imagery in their
Mm,
in their songwriting. So it's like I just take situations that I've been in, you know what I'm saying, that are unique to me, and I just put it in the music, just trying to use the imagery and stuff.
yeah. You mentioned, growing up, you would be writing on your notebooks or journals, whatever. Like now, do you feel like you still go back to those notebooks and journals, or do you try and be like more in the zone, more in tune whenever you're in that space of like today, I'm gonna sit down and write.
Yeah, I don't go back to those notebooks, because I was writing in improper grammar. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was just growing up, so it just really didn't make too much sense. Very,
Yeah,
very amateur, like words and stuff, you know. But yeah, when I'm in the zone, like I'm just focused on completing like a body of work. It's
yeah.
not, I don't really think too much of anything else.
Let's talk about the new single "Hate Me" that's out now.
Yep.
It's another collaboration that you've done as well. What was the importance, or how important is it for you to kind of bring other artists into your music, into your style of creation?
I think it's pretty important because I'm very selective with who I collaborate with in general. So it's like if I collaborate with someone, it's from a genuine like, yo, like
Mm.
I want this. You know what I'm saying? I'm passionate about this song and I want you on it, kind of thing. It's never it's never like put together like. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah. So how did Hate Me start out for you? Did you write it and then think of who you wanted to bring on board, or did you get to write with this feature as well, and then that's how this whole song was created?
So originally I had made the song by myself. Like literally, it was just like the beat. I was just like, yo, this beat's kind of like these type beats are kind of popping, and I was just like testing myself. I'm like, am I able to make a song on this? Like, am I too out of like the world of where this lives in to even attack it and like be successful with the song?
Mm.
So I was just like, yo, let me try something on it. And in my mind, I'm already thinking like this is something that Wolfacejoeyy would get on regardless. So I made the song and I sent it to him. I'm like, yo, what you think? He's like, yo, send me an open verse for that. And I was like, that's what I wanted to hear, you know what I'm saying? And I sent it to him and then he gave the song back and it just became.
Yeah. Did both of the voices mesh instantly, or did you guys have to go back and forth and kind of tweak things?
Nah, literally I got the verse back. I was like, yeah, this coming out. Like we putting this out. Like
It's out now.
it was
There we go.
easy, yeah.
How different was the creative process or the writing process on this track for you?
It was definitely more like I've never really talked about this some of the stuff that I was talking about on that song ever in like my music. So it's definitely just more mature like side of me that
Mm.
I feel like a lot of people weren't even expecting to hear or see or just like like experience. So when I did it, I was like, yo, this is kind of fire. Like I'm gonna just see what people think about it. Like it's not my usual thing. They loved it, so you know.
Were you hesitant at first though, like just because you're being more vulnerable this time around with this track, and you're giving us a different kind of experience? Like you mentioned, we probably didn't know that you had gone through or whatnot, but like, do you feel that it took you a while to be okay before you can finally like record the song or even release it?
Yeah, I mean, recording the song, like I have a lot of songs where I'm kind of just talking about more personal things and like more just like darker like tones and stuff. But like that, I was just more worried about like I haven't dropped a rap song in like a year
Mm.
plus. So I'm like, are these people even gonna like accept it? And they did. So
How did you go as far as like figuring out those pockets for your voice with this track?
I was just freestyling melodies. Like I literally that song took like 30 minutes to make. It was very low effort. It was very just like I want to try this. Like let me just see, and it came out being like a really good song. So
What do you think that like spoke to you about the song? Because I've heard artists that are like that, where it's like very low effort and it became one of the biggest singles or whatnot, and then it was other times where it was low effort, but they just didn't feel like it had what it needed to have. So how did you know that this song was done and ready to go and be heard by the world?
well, I had posted it. I had posted a snippet, and it was like my fastest growing snippet. I think it got like almost 20K likes and something in like a couple of days. I was like, whoa, like people actually this.
Yeah.
And then I had dropped the song without the feature, a music video, and that got like 300K views. And I was like, okay, maybe I should actually put this out, you know, kind of thing.
Now you're at this kind of sweet spot, which is could also be a scary spot because you're still young in the game, but you're also young in life. And at this time, I feel like your voice changes a lot or is going through this process of changing. How do you accommodate that while you're creating new music and performing and doing a lot of like singing live?
Well, so at my school, like my high school, I went to from arts high school. So we learned like vocal training, and they've always told me that you can never like you can always expand your range. Like
Mm.
you can't lower your register, but you can always expand it. So that's what I live by. Like I'm not gonna let like you know what I'm saying. My voice may get a little deeper, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
still be able to hit those notes. So
Yeah.
that's what I feel.
Does that feel comfortable for you? The falsettos, the high, the head voices that you do?
Yeah, it's all. I'm not really straining at all. It's all just that's just how my voice is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
During the tracks that you've released so far, like which one would you say that has challenged you the most vocally and why?
it was definitely my song 5. That one I didn't strain my voice, but it did take a couple tries to like hit that high note for the I can change your life note. Yeah,
Mm.
that was a high note for me.
How did you go about as far as like nailing it?
I like usually I sit down when I record. I dead ass had to just like stand up, have the mic like this, and I was just like singing it like back to back to back. Cause it's like if I sing it and then I wait and I try to sing it again,
Yeah.
it's never gonna be right. So if I just keep trying to do it, and I just cut it and moved it, shifted it
Yeah.
to the right spot.
You mentioned earlier in the beginning of this interview how these kinds of shows have kind of inspired like different, not necessarily different types of sounds, but being able to bring like a band and a guitar or whatever, like instrumentation into your work.
Yeah.
How have you tried that yet so far on like stuff that you've currently been working on or stuff that's been out, and like how do you feel that that's impacted the way that you kind of figure out where those vocals are going to go and how you're going to sing it?
Yeah, well, so far we haven't really incorporated any live instruments. Like obviously we have like live drums and stuff. I had a couple songs that are in the vault where I had guitar and like some cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like moving forward, I'm just gonna be trying to like incorporate all these instruments in cooler ways instead of just like the typical like 2-step drum pattern or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna try to really build it out and make it a whole experience for the listener and
Yeah.
the people coming to the shows and stuff.
How confident do you feel like being a producer or starting to produce more and more of your stuff?
I'm super confident. I feel like I'm always usually driving the house when I'm in studio sessions. Like I'm always very specific in how I want my stuff to sound and how like everything kind of flows because you know what I'm saying? If it's not true to me, then it's like why am I even doing it, you know?
But that doesn't feel overwhelming for you, like having those two separate hats at the same time while you're trying to be like 100% as a producer and 100% as a songwriter, but then also 100% as the artist?
Honestly, no, it's not really that challenging because like I feel like that's what an artist is. Just kind of doing it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, just a creative. Like I feel like I'm a creative all around. So it's like doing all that is just like second nature to me. Like, and not second nature. It's just like something that I didn't think needed to be like someone else to do it. Like I've kind of always kind of had that mindset of trying to do it myself. If that makes sense.
No, I like that little that boy band you got going on.
Oh yeah,
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the EP. The Heart Races EP is dope as well.
Thank you.
Talk to me about this collaboration between the three of you and what that's like when you guys get together and start writing or even start recording in the studio.
Well, Nimstar and Rio, they're my brothers. Like we've been friends for so long now. When we decided to make it, we seen the success of Heart Racing, our song, and we're like, yo, like our supporters would love if we just kind of got together and made a project. You know what I'm saying? They started calling us the Heart Racers and stuff. So we were like, all right, let's do it for the one time. And like it was like we were in LA, kind of cooking up. I was sick. I had like a sinus infection, so I wasn't really recording much or doing anything. But they were kind of recording all the opens and stuff, and I kind of hopped on it. And the same thing with Tell Me. Like I had recorded Tell Me. It was gonna be originally my single, but I was like, yo, you guys are gonna spaz on this. Like you guys take it, and then we kind of just built it out.
I definitely spazzed on it. I loved the melody on that track.
Thank you.
It's very catchy, but it's very nostalgic, but like fresh at the same time. How did you create that melody?
Well, we were just in the studio. It was me, Zetra, and Gray. We were kind of just like, I was like, yo, I want to make a song like sounding like this other song.
Yeah.
Like, or have a similar kind of feeling to it. So then we started doing it. And then Zetra kind of gave me like a starter melody. And I was like, all right, let me try that. And I went off of that and made the whole song.
Yeah. That's dope. Well, congratulations with the success so far.
Thank
You're
you.
about to wrap up here in LA with supporting PINKPANTHERESS on this tour. What else can we look forward to in the next couple months from you?
Music. A lot of music. I'm going to be outside. You know what I'm saying? I just going to hear a lot from you. We're not sleeping. We're not getting tired. So.
And then lastly, to close us off, you got to experience Rolling Loud this year. That is a massive festival.
Yeah.
Not only is it a massive festival, we're also probably one of the youngest ones performing on this bill. What did that experience kind of teach you, and how can you use that moving forward?
It taught me that even like it taught me that just like you just gotta have confidence in yourself, like when you're on the stage in front of people that may know you or may not know you, because like if you let the people that don't know you get to you, you know what I'm saying, it makes the whole like thing
Yeah.
kind of crash. So I feel like that was probably something I learned, to kind of just be confident in myself and performing in front of people that may or may not know me.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, congratulations with the success.
Thank you.
Congratulations with this tour. You guys be sure to check out Kanii new single, Hate Me is out now. And thanks for watching here on Front Row Live.